Shalom. In this lesson, I'll be covering how Noah was saved by building the ark, not by talking about it or by talking about building it. Before I get into it, all honor, praise, and glory be to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, Wahakadosh Wakah, double honors to the apostles and elders at the great millstone. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect, the faithful elect, men, women, children, and men teaching the, truth across the four corners of the earth. Of the Israelite nation, right? You so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians and West Indians. All right, so yeah, man. Noah, he wasn't saved by building an ark, but by talking about the ark, but by building it. Noah was saved by building the ark, not by talking about it. So pretty much I'm redoing this because I kind of drew it out more than I needed to. I did it when I was tired, so this should just be a more to the point, more useful, Lord willing, eye-opening, I guess, share on it, if you will, right? Commune on it, if you will. All right, and that's one. Noah really represented the entire time. He was just a representation of he was pretty much like a foreshadow to the Israelites, that salvation that the Lord was going to bring again, right? Which only will be to the Israelites. And so this is how we know this is to be true, because one, Noah was of the 8 people, right? That remnant that was left after the Lord, the Most High, he destroyed he flooded the earth. You see what I'm saying? And destroyed, the world that they once knew, man. And you're going to see that happen all over again. So that's just clearly a foreshadow to what people read about today and know, right? It's a foreshadow. It was in foreshadow the whole time, man, for the Israelites being saved. But whole point, it was a foreshadow on how the Israelites would be saved, right? The remnant that will be left, which will only come of the Israelite nation, because salvation is only to the Israelites. It tell you this in Luke, the 1st chapter, 68 verse on down. You see? So that's who the salvation is to. So not only do you see this in the story of Noah, but how it went down, the account of Noah, how it went down. You Israelites, you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians, you will be able to procure your salvation, right? Yourselves from being saved, to being saved by doing what the Lord told you to do, which is seen in the account of Noah. Noah was told to build the ark, and he built it, and that helped him secure his salvation. You see? So Noah was saved by building the ark, not about talking about it. Real quick, this is James 1, and we're going to start at verse 22. But be ye doers of the word, and not hearers only, deceiving your own selves. You see that? So one more time. It says, but be ye doers of the word, and not hearers only, deceiving your own selves. So you see in this image, if you see this. This is a pretty what's the word I want to use? Elaborative ship, if you will, right? Fortification of something pertaining to one's salvation, man. All these different things that must be put together in order to secure that salvation, right? That survival. You see what I'm saying? So we're seeing the Lord telling, well, knowing that the Lord told Noah, build this because I'm about to bring this destruction, right? Noah had to do it. But seeing how this thing that this ship he told him to build actually turned out being, could you ever imagine it being done if Noah was just talking about building it versus building it? You see what I'm saying? So once again, Noah was saved by building the ark, not by talking about it. You see what I'm saying? And then getting on it. So moving on to my next scripture. This is Matthew 24 and 30. See, 7. But as the days of Noah were, you see, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. You see, so pretty much alluding to what I said by the Spirit that this is about to happen all over again, because the account of Noah, really a lot of the different big major events, um, patriarchs, prototypes, they were the scriptures, all these different events, men and women, they were simply prototypes, you see what I'm saying, or a foreshadow for things the Lord was going to do again, right? You was going to see on a further level, you see. So the Lord is telling you that the days of Noah is going to come again, man. How do we know that? Because the Lord is set to come again, and he hasn't yet, right? So this is why this is relevant, that you know that Noah was saved by building the ark, not about talking about it. You see, so if the flood is going to come again, right, that spiritual ark, right, spiritually is going to happen all over again in a different form. You see, so you need to make like Noah and be about procuring your salvation, securing your salvation, right? By not being a hearer only, but by being a doer. You know that the end is gonna come. You see. So now you also know about, because we're in a time where, right, just like the days of Noah, a way out was given, a way to survive was given. So now, just like then, right, it's supposed to go beyond just hearing these things, right? Hearing that the earth or destruction is about to come, and hearing, okay, this is the way out. But by taking these things serious and by tending to the way out, you see, and make sure you get whatever it is that's gonna help you secure making it out. You see what I'm saying? And for Noah, it was building that ark. For us, it's the same thing as well in the spirit. So verse 37 again, but as the days of Noah were, so also shall the coming of the Son of Man be. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage until the day that Noah entered, you see, into the ark. You see what I'm saying? And knew not until the flood came and took them all away. So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. So Noah is a representation of not being a hearer only, but a doer. This is how he was able to secure his salvation, man. This is Matthew 7. So the Lord is telling us this is going to happen again, man. Right? It's going to be people that's going to get taken because they was just hearers. They was hearing about the destruction that was going to come, but they didn't. And they also heard about the way out. But the scriptures tell us, but it pleased the Lord by preaching the cross to save them which believe, but to them that perish. Matter of fact, I'm gonna grab it real quick. This is 1 Corinthians 1 to show you this, man. This is 1 Corinthians 1 and 18. It says, for the preaching of the cross is to them that perish foolishness. Matter of fact, yeah, that's it. But for the preaching of the cross is to them that perish foolishness. You see? But unto us which are saved. It is the power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. So preaching is a part of the spiritual arc, right? In which, one could procure their salvation. And to tell us right here, this is verse 21. For after that, in the wisdom, I'm going to read through 20. Where is the wise? Where is the scribe? Where is the disputer of this world? Have not Yahweh Bashem Yahushua made foolish the wisdom of this world? So the Lord is looking for those to dispute this world. Verse 21, the point, for after that in the wisdom, right, there go wisdom, for after that in the wisdom of the world, Salaki, for after that in the wisdom of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, right, the world by wisdom knew not Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, because they have their own wisdom. They do what they want to do, right? It pleased God, the Most High, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, by the foolishness of preaching to save them that believe. You see what I'm saying? So that's a way that you can procure your salvation, by preaching. You see that? The scriptures say, I believe, therefore have I spoken. Because you can think it in your head, but if you ain't actually saying nothing, you're not tending to build in that spiritual arc for yourself. You see what I'm saying? You're just being a hearer. So now knowing that, that's a hint on how, right, we will, be living the days of Noah all over again in the spiritual sense, right, and building that ark. This is but once again, Noah was saved by building the ark, not by talking about it. All actions, it pleased the Most High by preaching the cross. You see, by preaching of the cross, right? And the cross is when you see the cross is a heavy object, right? One that represents sacrifice as well, right? Sacrifice is seen within it, right? But it represents burdens and loads and the weight one must carry. You see what I'm saying? And the knowledge and being wise, hard, enduring, all these different things. You see what I'm saying? So you are to preach those things. So when you say preaching the cross, that's what it means when you expound upon it. And guess what? In those things, right, you will please God because you're helping build up righteous people in his eyes. You see what I'm saying? That's going to, carry the weight of the knowledge, carry the burdens, the loads, you see what I'm saying, and loads of others, you see what I'm saying, be about sacrifice. Because, when you lay that, Yahushua laid that cross on his shoulder, it ain't like they had it covered with cloth and, oh, we don't want it to hurt you, Lord. It probably was scarring off flesh off his shoulder, man. But he was willing, that's a sacrifice. He sacrificed, possibly losing skin and blood to do what the Lord said will get the job done. So in this time, the flood is going to come, but building that spiritual ark will consist of something like that, and that's how you get saved. But this is Matthew 7:24. Therefore, whosoever heareth these sayings of mine and doeth them, I will liken him unto a wise man, which built his house upon a rock. You see, and that rock represents one. He just told you is about hearing and doing. Right? Because when you hear and do, you're likened unto a wise man. What is being wise? A wise person, he just told you, is when you hear and you do. You see? And to tell you this in Sirach, the 19th chapter and the 20th verse. You see what I'm saying? But let me read it one more time. It says, therefore, whosoever heareth these sayings of mine and doeth them, I will liken him unto a wise man, which built his house upon a rock. You see, this is how you procure your salvation, because it says, for by the wisdom of the Most High, the world by wisdom knew not the Most High, for it pleased the Most High by preaching of the cross to save them that believe. You see, paraphrasing, meaning hearing what the Lord say and doing it, because that's the wisdom of the Most High. His instruction, right? And you take on wisdom when you do the instruction. So you become wise. That's why it says, therefore, whosoever heareth these sayings of mine and doeth them, I will liken him unto a wise man. So Noah was a wise man. He was a representation for all the wise men, and the animals. He would be likened unto a prophet, and then the other men and women that were on board, his sons, their wives, his wife, stuff like that, will be likened unto the small remnant that will be left. Because that's the exaggeration of how the Lord is trying to get us to clearly see it's not going to be that many people saved, because the majority of the world, they talkers, you see. So Noah was saved by building the ark, not by talking about it. And the reason why these were only people on there, because everybody else, you probably had tons of people that hear, you see what I'm saying? And so-called thought they believed it, but they didn't have they didn't have any wisdom. You see, a lot of people probably didn't make it because of that. You see that? So anyway, it says this flood is gonna happen again, man. The times of Noah is gonna happen again. So you also the actions of Noah and those that save will happen again. So you need to be the one like Noah and the remnant that was left, right? Matthew 7:24, therefore, whosoever heareth these sayings of mine and doeth them, I will liken him unto a wise man which built his house upon a rock, and the rain descended and the floods. See, and the rain descended and the floods came. See that? And the winds blew and beat upon that house, and it fell not, for it was founded upon a rock. You see what I'm saying? So pretty much the Lord is clearly showing us, when you hear what he says and you do it, that's likened unto you setting up stability for yourself, because he's telling us solid stuff. You see, because stability it alludes to solidness. You see what I'm saying? Secure. You're going to be taken care of, right? This is hearing and doing, man. Hearing and doing is what's going to get it done. This is Isaiah 33. So I done said enough. Isaiah 33:6, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. You see? And strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure. See that? So, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times. You see? The same thing, because this was the stability of Noah's time, hearing and doing, knowing and doing, knowing what the Lord said and doing what the Lord said. You see? That brings you founding yourself upon a rock. You see, a solid foundation. That's stability. You see that? Thus, you see that in the outcome of what the animals and Noah was on. You see what I'm saying? Solidness. Something that can endure the environment of hard times, hardship, the flood, the rain, the wind. You see what I'm saying? The only thing, right, that was going to be able to withstand this is what the Lord told him what would it would. You see? So this is what got Noah saved, man. By doing and hearing and doing. The strength is going to be the strength of your salvation. Verse 26, and everyone that heareth these sayings of mine and doeth them not shall be likened unto a foolish man, which built his house upon the sand. You see, and the rain descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew and beat upon that house, and it fell, and great was the fall of it. So that house is talking about, see, that's likened unto the ark, right? Because this house, Noah and the remnant that was left, right, on that ship, including the animals. You see what I'm saying? That's what did it. The house in this time. So now we hear how this was simply a foreshadow of the thing to come. Yahweh Shah, he co-signed it, and it's written, man. So that you really reflecting on that is really clearly here for us to reflect on. Noah was saved by building the ark, man, not by talking about it, right? But that house once again will be likened unto the ark. That house is you, because the time's gonna come in a different form. The flood's gonna come, the rain gonna come, descend, all of that, right? And then you're supposed to enter into that solidness, right? Which will be found in you performing what the Lord told you, right? Which is his knowledge being given to you. That's when you enter into that once it's time. You see what I'm saying? Like, example, make ye ready to the battle. Be ye as pilgrims upon the earth. When it's time to get the hell out of Dodge, that will be in that moment, because they round him up. You see, it's time to move around. You see what I'm saying? That will be the time when you enter into that spiritual arc, man. Period. That will be that. You see? So that's pretty much it. It ain't too drawn out. Lord willing, this was, more edifying than the first one. Um, I'm gonna go ahead and grab this one. So the Lord, he said, the house is what is gonna be in this environment. Like how this ship was. You see what I'm saying? That's he's saying the house is gonna be in this environment as well, this time around. So let's hear what the house is. This is 1 Corinthians 3:16. Know ye not that ye are the temple of your house of the Most High, and that the Spirit of the Most High dwelleth in you? If any man defile the temple of the Most High, him shall the Most High destroy. For the temple of the Most High, Yahweh Bashmi Al-Shah, is holy, which temple ye are. And it also tells us, I think that's John or maybe Luke 14, John 14 and Luke 14, the Lord, he said, him and the Lord will come in and make their abode with him. So you are like a abode is a dwelling place. You see what I'm saying? It tells you, I just read that in here. You see, in a abode or dwelling place is, somewhere you live. You see what I'm saying? So know ye not that ye are the temple of the Most High, and that the Spirit of God, the Most High, dwelleth in you. So he lives in you. You see? So you're a house, man. So the Lord said your house need to be founded upon a rock, man. Right? And how do you get it founded upon a rock? By knowing and hearing what the Lord says and doing it, man. That's how you're going to secure your salvation, right? In some ways, we already done brought out the preaching of the cross. You see what I'm saying? And ultimately doing whatever it is he told you to do, which will be the strength of your salvation, wisdom and knowledge. See that? This is 2nd Ezra 14 and 14. As a matter of fact, 13. It says, now therefore set thine house in order and reprove thy people. You see? So now therefore set thine house in order. How do you prepare your mind? Because they were a house then too. But you had two forms of it. You had the ship ultimately, right? And then their temple too. But this time around, it's not no physical ship we finna get on. So you're the house, man. How built up will you be in your mind, right? How much would you have obtained to? You see what I'm saying? How fortified would you be? So when that time come and the rain descend, you completely make it out with, flying colors, as they say. So it says, now therefore set thine house in order and reprove thy people. You see? Comfort such of them that as be in trouble and now renounce corruption. So the Lord wants to do all these things. You'll be built up perfectly and be able to endure when that time comes. Because this is building right here. Let go from thee mortal thoughts. Cast away the burdens of man. Put off now the weak nature, and set aside the thoughts that are most heavy unto thee, and make haste to flee from these times. For yet greater evils than those which thou hast seen happen shall be done hereafter. You see what I'm saying? So it's clear, man. So the Lord, He wants you to be building yourself up. So when that time come, and those floods come in the form of stormtroopers, the rains come in the form pestilence, uh, you know, defamation, um, being defamed, you know, these diseases out here, hunger, all these different things, you'll be built up in such a way because you that's what you're attending to right now. You see, so praying, fasting. You see what I'm saying? Getting the names of Yahweh Shema Shah, right? Your faith gonna be so strong because you're gonna know everything to look for in that time when it comes. You see, this is Psalms, and I'll close out after this. This is Psalms 91. I'm gonna start at 2. I will say of the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Shah, He is my refuge and my fortress, and the Most High, and Slakia, my God, my power. In Him will I trust. Surely He shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler and from the noise and pestilence. You see that? See that? Because you're built up a certain way. You weren't a hearer of the word. You were a doer. You see? So you could procure your salvation. This is verse 4. He shall cover thee with his feathers, and under his wings shalt thou trust. His truth shall be thy shield and buckler. So you filling up on this truth will be like making yourself a fortified ark, if you will. You see? Because everything starts in the mind. It says, and ends with it. You see that? It says, thou shalt not be afraid for terror by night, nor for the arrow that flies by day, nor for the pestilence that walketh in darkness. You see these diseases, nor for the destruction that wasteth at noonday. 1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh thee. And you know how many people know in the remnant scene get put to death, the animals, the earth got put to death pretty much, which the animals once knew and know in that remnant. It says, only with thine eyes shalt thou see the reward of the wicked, because thou hast made the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, which is my refuge, even the Most High, thy habitation. You see, there shall no, so you built up the Lord's house, you see, yourself. Now, who would think the Lord's house can be broken into? You see what I'm saying? Or infiltrated or anything, you see? So that's why these words are so important. This is how you renovate your temple, the Lord's house. Some is going to be better than others. Some won't even be considered livable, and they're going to fold. They're going to get broken. There shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling. You see? So Lord willing, this has been edifying. I'm going to go ahead and close out. This was a little longer than the first one, but Lord willing, it was more clear and to the point, still simple. So I'm going to just say Shalom. Noah was saved by building the ark, not by talking about it.